Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Girard Sports Live. The Pittsburgh Purple Dragons visiting your Girard Trojans. I'm Drake Miller. I'll be taking you through the action on this fine evening. Got the wind persisting for about the third week consecutive. I know we had a little bit of it last time we were out here at the baseball field on Girard Sports Live, but significantly more powerful today, blowing from the left to the right side of your screen. If you look at that American flag, it is ripping pretty hard. So going to be a lot of tails off to the right for these batters. The right fielder best be on his toes as he's going to be getting a lot of action. Second base and first going to have to close that gap up as well. And I would actually say up the middle is going to be a much more susceptible gap in the infield as well. On those hard grounders, they're just going to kind of rip right from left to right just a little bit. So keeping your eyes open as we head into this matchup. We'll go ahead and get into these starting lineups for both of these teams. Starting lineups are brought to you by the Jagged Edge. The Trojans will start this game in style, but nowhere near the level of style you'll find at the Jagged Edge. Stylist Carlos Sands will have you looking your best for your next big game. Make an appointment soon by calling 620-724-7500. And first off, we'll go ahead and start it off with the Pittsburgh Purple Dragons. First up in their lineup, the shortstop number 7, Cash O'Brien. Following them, the center fielder number 3, Christian Krogan. Third baseman, number 14, Cole Hayden. The pitcher, number 11, Beck Fern. The catcher, number 4, Max Bush. The first baseman, number 23, Kane C. The designated hitter, number 28, Jason Owens. The right fielder, number 8, Jeremiah Latimer. And on the Trojans side, starting it off at shortstop, number 5, Robbie Bruning. At second base, number 7, Briar Schultz. In left field, number 21, Aiden Ashbacher. At catcher, number 23, Blake Brocob. At third, number 4, Jackson Smith. At designated hitter number 11, that's Drake Smith. At first base, number 12, Ben Cullen. And center field, number 10, Corvin Bowen. And right field, number 2, Briggs Buckingham. And then rounding out this roster on the mound, number 15 is Cam Smith. So pretty anticipated lineup here for both of these teams, and an anticipated game nonetheless, as we will go ahead and send it to our first break here on Girard Sports Live. We'll be right back after this.
Here at Pittsburgh Interiors, we are proud to be family-owned and operated, serving our community with quality style and service since 1999. Step into our showroom and explore furniture, flooring, window treatments, mattresses, and more. Whether you're designing a dream home, office, or simply just adding that finishing touch, our expert team is here to help. Discover why families and businesses have trusted us for over 25 years. Pittsburgh Interiors, where style meets comfort and family comes first.
At Girard Medical Center, our physical and occupational therapy department is dedicated to helping you bounce back stronger. Whether you're recovering from an injury, surgery, or just want to move better every day. From student athletes to seniors, we provide personalized care and expert support right here at home. To learn more about our therapy department and our other services, visit GirardMedicalCenter.com, a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans and your hometown team for health and healing. Rooted in rural, focused on you.
You've enjoyed life. Over the years, your community has become your passion, something you hope future generations get to experience, just as you have. That's why the Girard Area Community Foundation has worked hard to help fulfill charitable goals and inspire generosity, meeting the needs of the communities they serve. Creating a legacy fund with GACF ensures what you leave behind is an effective and lasting improvement in the community you love so dearly. Make plans to visit GirardAreaFoundation.com, preserving traditions for those who follow.
There's a lot of choices when you think about buying crop insurance. One thing that's important to us is the roots and loyalty of where you come from and knowing who you can trust. And with all the obstacles that farmers are dealing with on a constant basis, we're there and we're living those struggles and we understand them. And we got to put bushels in the bin to provide for each family. And when that doesn't happen, it's good to know you have a good crop insurance agent to cover you when the hard times happen.
Whether you're trying to make the most of the next harvest, navigating a changing business landscape, or planning for the next chapter in your life, the professionals at Prime Accounting Solutions are here to help. With 10 locations, Prime Accounting offers convenient, friendly accounting and tax services at a fair price. Payroll, bookkeeping, business planning, personal tax filing, and more. And now Prime is the place to go for insurance. Trojan fans can find us at 408B North Grand in Pittsburgh or call 620-232-7305. To find a location near you, go to primeaccounting.net.
And we're back on Girard Sports Live. I'm Drake Miller, joined by Caleb Humble for this evening. Like I said, if you're just tuning in, Pittsburg Purple Dragons visiting your Girard Trojans as we enter the pregame show, which is brought to you by Community National Bank and Trust. Serving the area for over 30 years, stop in soon to pick up your very own Girard Trojan instant issue mascot debit card. Community National Bank and Trust is a proud supporter of Girard Schools, equal housing lender, member FDIC. Learn more online at mybankcnb.com. Caleb, as we break down this matchup, just a couple of minutes away as both coaches visiting with the umps on the mound or on the plate, what do you got that you know about this team? Obviously, I know you came to the game last week, or was that last week or the week before, whatever. You've been pretty observant of this team. You've been watching them pretty closely. What have you seen out of this team? We talked about the run differential that you can be expectant of tonight.
Yep, and so just coming out and watching and supporting these guys, I've seen a lot of success coming, especially from the offensive side of this team. Especially one of the players I'd like to shout out would be Briar Schultz, and I believe he has the highest hitting percentage on the team. And so Briar's had an incredible year of just getting the ball and making that contact. And so something just to look out for is that hitting from Briar alongside a lot of these other guys. I mean, you could name anyone in this batting lineup that'll be able to hit it and get it out there, pass maybe into that outfield. But we'll just have to see. This Pittsburgh team will be one of the more competitive teams that we'll see the Trojans play the whole year, with them being that bigger school. But so far, every other team this boys' team has faced hasn't been much of an issue with them standing at 11-0 overall and 6-0 in the CNC. So just looking out to see if they can survive Pittsburgh and keep that undefeated streak going.
Well, to add on to your points, you talk about, you can point out any of these guys in the lineup and say, these guys are doing well. It's a pretty competitive lineup. You've got a very, very deep bench because all these players are so successful right now, especially at the plate. I mean, and not to take away from anything, because this defense, star-studded. We saw it last time we were here on Girard Sports Live, seeing that basically shutout of Humboldt in the doubleheader. Only one run was manufactured in that entire 2-game series, and 21 runs were scored by Girard. So just kind of putting that in perspective of a Humboldt team that wasn't doing too terribly. I mean, they're still a very competitive team, but this Girard school is just next level. Very reminiscent of whenever we were calling that basketball season, talking about, all these guys worthy of being starters, just how competitive these athletes are and what they're capable of doing.
And earlier you had mentioned in that starting lineup that on the mound tonight will be Cam Smith, and so that'll be something to look out for, with Cam being one of the top pitchers in the state of Kansas as of right now. And so to have him on the squad and have him starting pitching tonight, that'll be a big advantage for this Trojan team and definitely a challenge for these Dragons.
Well, as we advance into this pregame show, the presenting sponsor of tonight's game is Crochan Telephone. Girard Sports Live is presented by Crochan, your community technology partner. Don't get bit by slow speeds and high prices. Get Gigabit, the fastest internet in Southeast Kansas, with Crochan. To learn more, go to ruralfiber.org or see everything Crochan has to offer at ckt.net. And with that, we are just about moments away from the national anthem, so we will step aside for a moment, Caleb, and we'll be right back. And we're back from the national anthem. As the field gets set, everybody warming up now, throwing their final pitches, fielding their final ground balls, and swinging their final practice swings. Caleb talked about the run differential. Let's go ahead and just cover it again real quick. I know we don't have that total on us right now. We'll get that for you guys later on. But how big of a deal is it to this team to be so dominant? We talked about last week saying, you don't have to dominate every team. You don't have to be the best of the best as long as you're collecting those wins along the way. But this team does not take that as their advice. They are looking to put every opponent in the dirt.
Yeah, and we've seen so far from the Trojans just the amount of games that they have run-ruled opponents. I was trying to add up that score, finding out let's see. So from what I'm finding, the Trojans have outscored opponents 127-12 this year. And so that's through 11 games, which for any team is incredible. And I think a lot of the success is coming from these guys don't want to stop. They will continue to score as many points as they can. And like you're saying, they will bury any team that is facing their way. And so for this Trojan team, I think another thing that we'll see a lot tonight that'll help them is that stealing advantage, and we've seen it from almost any of these guys that they will take that extra base when they can. If there's a pitching error or a catching error, just getting down there and sliding or doing whatever they can to get to that next base to help them get an edge up in that scoring column.
A lot of really quick and smart base runners on this team. But the Purple Dragons, just as much a very competitive team as well. Starting off for the Purple Dragons lineup, it's a swing and a miss for strike one. 1-1 count is Cash O'Brien. Shortstop. Fouls it off for strike two. 1-2 count starting off between Smith and O'Brien. From the windup, another foul from O'Brien. Keeps him at the plate. I was watching those warm-ups, seeing Cam Smith throwing that curveball, and with that wind helping that righty curveball or slider, or whichever one, it is coming across basically from the back third of that righty's batter box all the way across the plate at the tail end of it. It is going to be a whirlwind to deal with for these batters.
Yeah, and it's a windy day out. I think we were looking earlier, it's about 22 miles per hour winds, just hard for any player really out here, and it'll definitely make an impact. But
O'Brien gets a little poke into right field, sits himself on first with a leadoff single, which brings up Christian Krogan, center fielder for this Purple Dragons team. But like you were saying, 22 mile per hour is the constant right now. Wind gusts of up to 33, and I believe it actually has gotten up to 37 at some point. So it just, a lot to deal with. That's Kansas wind, though.
Yeah, and I mean, living in Kansas, you have the weather where it's nice and sunny one day and it could be snowing the next, and that final day there might be a tornado. So it's definitely unpredictable.
Swing and a miss for strike one on Krogan, who holds the count even 1-1. Cullen stands on first, ready if Smith elects to take a pick move against O'Brien. O'Brien with a relatively sizable lead. But most of those leadoff hitters, pretty quick. Good base runners. That's what you want. 1-2 on its way. Sits in for strike three. Smith gets his first K of the day, and it's a backwards one at that.
Drake, something to note about this matchup is this will probably be one of the best baseball games we see all year, with it being the Sports in Kansas game of the week, I believe. Just two incredible teams meeting up here to really see who can take that edge over the other.
So now with one gone, it'll be Cole Hayden, the third baseman, stepping in now, the righty. And Smith has started off all three batters so far with a ball, 1-0 count, and then followed it up with a strike.
That's not too bad of a formula, because if you continue to do that, you'll have more strikes before you have balls. So I wouldn't be too upset with it.
Just trade back and forth. 1-1 count now for Hayden. Smith gives a couple glances to O'Brien on first, and that one tails inside for ball two. A little bit of a screwball there from Smith. Hard to combat that wind and still getting some movement the opposite direction. 2-1 from the stretch, and that one's up top for ball three. Smith trying to ride that inside line, throw Hayden for a little bit of a loop. Tough to pitch to some of these 3-4 hole hitters. These guys are just looking for every opportunity to take a yard. Smith playing this one pretty smart. Delivers strike two, swing and a miss. Surprised to see not a ton of movement from short and second. To anticipate kind of a rolling up situation, but Smith is going to deliver ball four. little bit high in the zone. Sends Hayden to first.
Now with runners on second and first, both of them taking a decent lead.
Brings up back Fern in the 4-hole, and similarly to Hayden, this is kind of the section of the lineup where you're expecting these guys to be power hitters. They're looking to bring in those RBIs. Got a runner in scoring position now in O'Brien on second. Hayden on first. 0-1 count. The pitch, hard grounder, takes a one hop and foul down the third base side. Smith now well up in the count, has a couple of pitches to work with. Oh-2 on its way, swung on and foul down the third base side again. This time a little trickler. Keeps Fern at the plate. Smith searching for his second K of the day. Swing and a miss, strike three. A beautiful pitch. Gets Fern to chase, and that was one he certainly regrets swinging at.
And you could see it after he swung. He was regretting even thinking about it, and that's something that Cam is so great about, is just getting batters uncomfortable and getting them by surprise, really, later in that pitch count, maybe by the 5th or 6th pitch.
Such an advantage to be up in the 0-2 count, be able to work with the zone like that. You put up batters in a very high-pressure situation where they feel like they have to defend the plate. 0-1 count now for the new face. At the plate, Max Bush, the catcher. Bush swings on this. Popped up, headed for left. It's going to stall out and brought home by the left fielder for the Trojans.
I believe that's Ashbacher out there.
Hayden Ashbacher making the final out. So 2 Ks and a fly out. Not too bad of a performance for Smith in the top of the first. We head to the bottom of the inning. Girard looking to rattle the bats on Girard Sports Live.
Prairie Mission Retirement Village. People caring about people in the loving spirit of Christ. Spacious apartments made to feel like home, and a loving, caring, experienced staff. That's the Prairie Mission difference. A continuing retirement community promoting person-centered care with an on-site clinic from Labette Health and offering independent living apartments, assisted living, and long-term care, all with the respect and care our loved ones deserve. Prairie Mission Retirement Village, St. Paul, 620-449-2400.
Producers Cooperative Association is the area leader in providing quality agricultural products, services, and markets. PCA has what you need to maximize your operation with a full-service agronomy department, grain origination, handling and storage, bulk fuels and lubricants, propane, a jam-packed farm store, and livestock feeds in bulk or bagged. PCA is proud to call Girard home and to support Trojan athletics. Stop by or see more online at pcacoop.com.
Every day, people are discovering that bigger isn't better, better is better. Big box stores continue to disappoint. You have spoken, and we have been listening. You want a great selection with dependable service at a competitive price. We understand, and that's what we bring to you every day. We know that we have to work hard to earn your business, and we will. Bigger isn't better, better is better at Heidrich's, Fort Scott, and Girard.
A partner in your fields and in your success. That's what you get with Murphy Seed. Channel seedsman Matt Murphy knows your field and can recommend the elite seed products designed to perform in your area, maximizing the profitability of every acre. And now Matt's care for farmers goes beyond seed as an agent for the new 4-state farm and ranch. From the best inputs available to the protection you need, call Murphy Seed at 620-249-6419. your partner at every stage. Matt Murphy at Murphy's.
And we're back for the bottom of the first on Girard Sports Live. Leadoff hitter, Robbie Bruning for the Trojans. Bruning starts this one off 0-1. Beck Fern on the mound for the Purple Dragons.
Takes the ball, makes the count 1-1. And Robbie's been a pretty great hitter all season, getting contact, and he's one of those guys that we've talked about that can get around the bases quick and get those steals in. So if you get Robbie on base, it's just a matter of time before he takes that second or third one.
Swing and a miss for strike 3 from Bruning. Down with the 1-2 count. Fern was eating up that curveball pretty much that entire at-bat. Schultz now stepping in for the Trojans. And that one nearly gets across the plate, started on his back hip.
And from where we were at, it looked like Breyer might have gotten hit with that ball, but a good curveball to get it back inside.
That one does make it across the zone, 1-1. Probably a good call from Schultz to see a couple of them, see what the movement's looking like. Swings on this, headed for right center. Tracking is over the head of the right fielder. Ground roll double for Breyer Schultz as he hits that one hop on the warning track and stands up on second. A double to put him in scoring position and setting up this Trojan team perfectly with one out to try and strike first.
And it just takes one spark for this team that we've seen that once they get it going, they get it going. And so Aiden Ashbacher here with the chance to add some points here in the bottom of the first.
Ashbacher looking for that first drop of blood here from the Purple Dragons. Try to put him in chase position, and what an advantage that is, you know, going into a game where you're at home and leading, knowing that you will always have a chance, regardless of the situation, to try and come back in this game. Fern gives a couple of looks back to Schultz as he's taking some aggressive leads, but nobody covering the bag. Playing a very conservative form of defense out here on the field.
Definitely, and Ashbacher takes a low strike to make it 1-1 in the count. Like you're saying, Breyer's kind of off on an island and no one's stopping him.
There's
until
a
now.
check there, yeah. I think Schultz saw the shortstop O'Brien come hustling from behind and knew exactly what was going down after that. 2-1 count now at the plate for Ashbacher as his at-bat having a little bit of an odd tempo here. Fern, check swing from Ashbacher, called strike. Now 2-2 count. And we're going to see a quick visit between Fern and the catcher. That is Bush going up to visit with his buddy on the mound. Two-two pitch on its way. Nearly skims off the leg of Ashbacher, but makes its way inside. 3-2 count now. And that is behind. Throw down to third. Schultz takes the stolen base. And Ashbacher will take first.
So now Breyer's definitely in scoring position. Aiden's on first, and the one thing you don't want to do if you're Brocob is give these Dragons a chance at a double play on second and first.
Yeah, a lot of things that Brocob's looking to protect the plate from happening. Ashbacher probably looking for any and every opportunity to take second and eliminate that chance. Basically telling Brokob, hey, just swing away, put the bat on the ball, you'll bring one home. And there he goes. Ashbacher to second. He does make it. And now Brokob with an 0-2 count. Not too great of a count to start off with, but he's got the swing away sign. Just put the ball in play and give us the first spark. Ooh.
That was close, a little high, but could have probably gone either way.
Tailed into that zone. Brokob seeing that curve for the first time. 1-2 on its way. Comes across the outside edge, and Brokob goes down looking. So now 2 outs. Bit of a different situation here for Jackson Smith, as he sees that same pitch pretty much.
Jackson can watch a couple, just get ready, and if he can just get one down, striking first will send a message to this Pittsburgh team.
Back up the middle, fielded cleanly and thrown over to first in time to collect the third out of the inning. Trojans leave 2 on here in the bottom of the first. We'll head to the second inning. 0s on the board.
Farmers Bank is a proud supporter of Girard schools. For generations, Farmers Bank has worked with local leaders, businesses, and residents to help shape the future of Southeast Kansas. Farmers Bank is proud to have helped with the growth and development of the communities we serve. As partners in business and friends in life, Farmers Bank is looking forward to a brighter tomorrow. Farmers Bank, with locations in Hepler, Walnut, St. Paul, and Girard. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
At Fort Scott Community College, we understand that a scary part of figuring out your future isn't only answering the question, what should I do, but where do I belong? Maybe you belong here, studying animal science or learning about farm and ranch management. Maybe you belong here as part of Helms Hoops on the hardwood. I don't know where you've been or where you're headed, but I know we're saving a spot for you because you belong at Fort Scott Community College.
And we're back on Girard Sports Live here for the top of the second, as Cam Smith remains on the mound here for the Trojans. We will enter the back half of the Purple Dragons lineup. Starting it off here in the second will be Kane C. C, the first baseman of this Pittsburgh team. Smith starts off up in the count, 0-1 after the foul ball. Pitch on its way, swing and a miss for strike 2. C standing in that, or he was standing pretty far back from the plate, trying to maybe give himself a little more room on the curves and such, but goes down swinging. Smith collects his third of the day. Only 4 batters into this game.
So we'll probably see quite a bit more of that from Cam, with him just being, like mentioned earlier, one of those best pitchers, not only in 3A, but in the entire state of Kansas. So just an impressive player to have on this team.
Owens, the batter, will trickle one down the first base line, fielded by Smith and tagged out. For out number 2, a quick 2 here from Smith. Brings up Jeremiah Latimer.
First pitch was a little high, called for a ball, 1-0 count.
And right down the pipe for strike 1 from Smith. Doesn't get much cleaner than that.
No, and Cam has one of the fastest fastballs that you'll see from a high school level, and he gets another good pitch in there to make it a 1-2 count.
From the windup. That'll be worn by Brocob. Looks like he's giving the thumbs up. All good. There's a check swing from Latimer. No sign of him coming all the way through, though. One-two count. And that's in for strike three. Couple of beautiful pitches there from Cam Smith. An average of 2 Ks an inning through the second. As we head into the bottom of the second, the Trojans still looking to strike first.
Since 1918, GN Bank has been the heart of our community. Big enough to meet all your banking needs, but small enough to offer that personal touch you deserve. From agricultural loans to home mortgages, GN Bank has the expertise, products, and service to help you thrive. With a pledge to treat others ethically, be adaptable, focus on customers, and invest in the communities they serve, GN Bank is committed to your success. The best place to bank and borrow, GN Bank, where community banking truly comes first. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Welcome to Homestead of Girard, assisted and independent living right here in our hometown. At Homestead, seniors enjoy.
And we are back on Girard Sports Live.
Looks like to start off the bottom of the second will be Drake Smith batting. Starts off 1-0 in the count.
Fern remains on the mound, swing and a miss for strike one. About midway through this lineup. Smith batting in the 6th. Sitting with a 1-2 count against Fern. Fern has been really lenient on that curveball. 2-2 on its way. Check swing, they'll say he went. Strike three on Drake Smith as Fern collects a strikeout in the second.
Second batter this inning will be Ben Colin.
So now Colin steps up. Had a pretty solid showing against Humboldt a couple weeks ago. He's able to put together a couple of hits himself. That was obviously bit of a differently paced game than these, or than what we're seeing right now.
I think in that game, Ben had a home run.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was the first of his career, but one of the few that he has, at least.
Is that a little shade?
No, just impressive home run last game.
More than me.
Yeah, definitely. Either of us.
2-2 counts for Cullen, as that one tails to the outside for ball 3. So now Cullen with full count. Fern going pretty quick from the windup. Here's the pitch. And another check swing strikeout for the Trojans. Just having some trouble committing to that
final swing.
Final swing, yeah.
Our third batter will be Corvin Bowen now.
Trying to do something here with 2 outs. Ooh. That one up near the dome of Bowen. Sits with a 1-0 count as he dodges. And little low there for ball 2. Both of these pitchers seemingly a lot better from the windup, obviously speaking, but a pretty solid difference between their windup and their stretch, kind of comparing the first to the second inning so far.
Corvin starts well in the count now, going 3-1, so plenty of room to work with.
Swings on this. Bouncer up the middle, and he makes it to first. Pass ball on the throw. Would have been there in time anyway, so he'll collect the hit to his stat card. And will stand up with a single, bringing up Briggs Buckingham.
So a good little stretch of hitters here with Briggs now batting fourth. I believe he's our singular left-handed hitter.
Not only that, but following him will be the top of the lineup. And Briggs already squaring up early, and this one goes to the inside. Bowen takes second. Briggs pulls back in time for the ball one. And Fern, a little bit of mental work to do now.
And we've seen this throughout these first couple of games from Briggs, is that he's not shy to bunt it and just try to get it out there and beat these infielders to that first base.
Does not show bunt there, but sees strike one. Infield kind of backing off now. Pick moved to second. Bowen gets back in time. Only about 2 steps off of three. 3 steps off of this second base, and now creeping with each passing second. Getting about a third of the way down the baseline. 2-1's the count for Buckingham at the plate as he lays this one down. Beautiful bunt down the third base line. Fern will pick it up and not even go for first.
Just an incredible bunt, not only getting Corbin to that third base, but staying safe on his own, using his speed. And like you're saying, we're back at the top of the lineup with Bruning, and so here's a chance for Robbie to get something going and get points on this board.
I mean, a phenomenal bunt from Buckingham there. As he will take off for second. This one bounces to the third baseman and collected at first in time. A bit of a bummer to end what looked like a bit of a spark here for the Trojans, but definitely showing some promise on the offensive. They just got to capitalize once or twice here throughout the rest of these innings. We'll head to the top of the third on Girard Sports Live. We'll be right back after this.
At the Farm and Ranch Division of the Four-State Agency, we're a team of experts who genuinely care about you and your farming operation. That's why whether it's a visit to your farm or a friendly chat at our office, we're committed to delivering the service you deserve. Our team is fully licensed in both crop insurance and LRP, allowing us to cover your entire farming operation across Kansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, and Arkansas. Contact us today to see how we can help.
Whether you're trying to make the most of the next harvest, navigating a changing business landscape, or planning for the next chapter in your life, the professionals at Prime Accounting Solutions are here to help. With 10 locations, Prime Accounting offers convenient, friendly accounting and tax services at a fair price. Payroll, bookkeeping, business planning, personal tax filing, and more. And now Prime is the place to go for insurance. Trojan fans can find us at 408B North Grand in Pittsburgh or call 620-232-7305.
And we're back on Girard Sports Live. Landon Profit swings on the first, back up the middle, fielded cleanly, and thrown over to first in time. Out number one. Only one pitch used by Smith. And that was something that we talked about in the last game here on Girard Sports Live, Caleb, which was the fact that these pitchers for Girard are so fortunate to be able to rely on the defense and be able to just kind of put strikes in there, knowing that they're actually going to save on pitching, just throwing it in the zone and getting the ball back in play, because these guys out here, they've got a great performance, all-star capabilities all across the rest of the 7 positions, and it's it's been saving them a lot of pitching, I'm sure, and Smith excelling right now.
And like you're saying, with Cam pitching, I mean, you expect a strikeout pretty much at least once per inning, but even if somehow these Pittsburgh kids get a hit off, you have an incredible outfield and just as good of an infield to make those plays to get those easy outs there at first.
Another foul ball fought off by the leadoff hitter, O'Brien. Or at the top of the lineup, excuse me. The leadoff was Profit, of course, in this inning, but O'Brien at the top of the lineup sitting with an 0-2. Very different from the count he faced in the first, and swing and a miss. Peels that back leg. He did not know what to do with that curveball.
No, and we've seen that a lot with some of these batters of just Cam is a confusing pitcher, and he's someone I would not want to try to hit against. Just you never know what's coming at you, and that's definitely an advantage for Cam while pitching.
So now 2 gone for Smith as Krogan steps into the righty box. Smith delivers another strike. 0-2 count for Krogan. Swung on into right. Takes a one hop to Buckingham, who tries to throw him out at first. And will not be in time, or at least not on the mark. It would have been close had it been right in the glove of Cullen, but I think he would have been there regardless.
And that's a tough throw to make all the way out in the outfield to first, but still good positioning for the Trojans to get out of this inning without any damage.
So now Hayden will see the first ball of this inning from Smith. 4 batters in. Starts off with a 1-0 count. Swing and a miss for strike 1. One count as Smith sees the runner to second. Do they get the tag down in time? Ooh, very close.
It was close, but a good slide.
I almost thought Schultz got it pinned between the bag and the foot there for a second. Very close call, but regardless, Smith collects strike 2. 1-2 count now with Hayden at the plate. Runner on second, and he sees strike 3. Smith retires the side in the top of the 3rd. Phenomenal inning from Cam Smith. Only 1 ball coming across the plate there to the Purple Dragons.
And a quick inning, and now for the Trojans, you have a chance with some of your best hitters in the lineup here in the bottom of the 3rd.
Well, we'll be right back for the bottom of the 3rd after this on Girard Sports Live. Stay tuned.
More than just your neighborhood pharmacy, Mathis Drug is your hometown partner in health. With pharmacist Bria Scheibe and an experienced, highly trained staff, Mathis Drug is ready to serve you. And now, Mathis Drug offers comprehensive compounding, which is one of the few pharmacies in Southeast Kansas with this convenient on-site service. From medications to expert advice, call 620-261-9779. Mathis Drug Store, where community and care come together.
Call's service is outstanding in their field, especially for those that are stuck, well, outstanding in their field. Call's carries a wide selection of farm, industrial, and heavy-duty tires, all from the best brands in the business. And they've got farm service trucks ready to go. Plus, Call's continues to be the place folks go for car and truck tires, repairs, oil changes, and so much more. If you're in the market for new tires in Southeast Kansas, make the right call to Call's Service, 620-724-4121. See more at callservicellc.com.
Back on Girard Sports Live, Briar Schultz going to start off the lineup here in the bottom of the 3rd. Schultz was able to manufacture a double on his last at-bat. Sees strike 2 there. Now going to play a little bit of defense at the plate, try to put one in, but that one way too far out. And we talk about the advantage that these pitchers have with the curveball. A lot of motion here as we see Fern wind up and deliver. Ooh. I thought that one was going to be
that was
called. That one came across at a good angle. I think it was just a little low. 2-2 count. And there it is.
We'll call that a strike. It's tough because this pitcher, he's putting it right on that line, it seems, on the outside.
Yeah. But like I was saying, we talk about the advantage that these pitchers have as Ashbacher steps in, but also the difficulty it is to try and throw that curveball pretty well at the heads of these batters and hope that it tails up at the end across the plate. You know?
And we've talked about the wind, and it's probably one of the key factors in this pitching, and we've seen a lot of curveballs from Pittsburg.
Yeah, especially out of Fern. He is eating up that slider curveball.
And it's worked, but so far in this count, Ashbacher's now 3-0, so room to work with hitting.
See strike one there. The tough part is Fern's starting to get up there a little bit in the pitch count. 50 is where he stands right now. 51 coming across there with strike two. Full counts. The pitch sits, and 3 consecutive. Ashbacher will see across the plate. Not the way that he wanted that at-bat to go.
Now 2 batters down. Third batter will be Brokop, and he is known as a power hitter, just trying to swing at it and get the ball out there.
Brokop takes a heavy cut for strike one. Both teams still looking to break the ice first. Cut there, fouls it off into the net. Brokop with a 2-strike count. As Fern looking to get out of this inning once again. Keeping it clean on the board. And leaves that one just a touch inside. One, two. From the windup, and check swing from Brokop. Did he go? No. They will say he didn't, but man, he was close. Swing and a miss for strike 3 on the following pitch as Fern retires the side. What was that? 3 strikeouts from Beck Fern. A phenomenal inning out of the Purple Dragons pitcher as we head to the top of the 4th. We'll be right back after this.
Siebert back to pass. Lehman diving for the end zone, and they get the listing. Lehman passes off to Siebert on the far wing. Siebert the lob, and Lehman with the alley-oop dunk to close the deal. Lehman a hard hit ball to left field. Siebert is at the wall, and they close another one. Lehman Realty with another big-time win. Lehman Realty, proud to support the Girard Trojans.
More than just your neighborhood pharmacy, Mathis Drug is your hometown partner in health. With pharmacist Bria Scheibe and an experienced, highly trained staff, Mathis Drug is ready to serve you. And now, Mathis Drug offers comprehensive compounding, which is one of the few pharmacies in Southeast Kansas with this convenient on-site service. From medications to expert advice, call 620-261-9779. Mathis Drug Store, where community and care come together.
Welcome to Homestead of Girard, assisted and independent living right here in our hometown. At Homestead Senior.
And we're back for the top of the 4th. Up to bat now. Leading off for the Pittsburg Purple Dragons. Beck Fern. He'll be followed by Max Bush and Kane C.
Cam will get called with a ball. 1-0 in the count.
Swung on and fouled. Brings count 1-1 for Smith versus Fern. Pitcher v. pitcher here. Smith not in the lineup for batting for the Trojans, so we did get to see him bat a little bit against Humboldt, and I believe he hit one out in that first game.
Yeah, and him and Ben both had those home runs, and then I think Ashbacher was close, had one hop over the fence. So great hitting from those three last game, but just from talking to the guys at school, I believe Cam won't be hitting if he is pitching in a game.
Well, he's getting the job done defensively. Sees another strikeout there, swing and a miss from Fern. Brings out number 1 for the top of the 4th. Max Bush now stepping into that lefty box with a 1-out situation, clean bases. 0-1 count. Smith's pitch. Ooh. Maybe a little low there.
Good recovery from Brocobb, though.
Brocobb kind of squaring up that outside. Swung on, popped up into center, and it will be reeled in. That's Bowen out in center field making the play.
Good job of getting out there, even if he had to lose his hat. But
and that is, I mean, these outfielders tasked with a pretty tall order here today. You know, reading that wind is not easy. We keep talking about the wind, but it is just such a
it has been
huge
such a
factor,
big part of it today.
With how much there is, I mean, just such a big deal to have the defense and the offense dealing with it. It's really going to be who can prevail in the tough conditions. This kind of exposes, you know, what team has the capability to play in all moments.
And we're talking about those outfielders, and this Trojan team has some solid guys out there. Right now you have Bowen, Ashbacher, and Buckingham, and all three of them are great guys and incredible at baseball. So definitely people you want out there that you trust to come down with those balls.
2-2's the count at the plate for C. Swung on, back up the middle to Smith, who takes a little bit of a slip on the mound, but recovers in time to first for the 3rd out of the inning. We head to the bottom of the 4th. Zeros on the board for both of these teams. Who will strike first through the back half of this game?
Community National Bank and Trust has been serving the area for more than 30 years with a strong commitment to the highest quality leadership and banking services. Missing that human touch with your bank? Come talk to a real person at Community National Bank and Trust. We're your local bank that's small enough to know you, yet big enough to offer the best products. Community National Bank and Trust. Federally insured, locally awesome. Member FDIC.
Farmers Bank is a proud supporter of Girard Schools. For generations, Farmers Bank has worked with local leaders, businesses, and residents to help shape the future of Southeast Kansas. Farmers Bank.
And we're back on Girard Sports Live. First up to the plate, Jackson Smith. On deck will be, sorry, I got the lineup all mixed up. Drake
4.
Smith. And then Ben Cullen following Jackson.
Makes it difficult when they switch it up on you every once in a while.
1-1 count for Smith at the plate as Fern remains on the mound, up to 60 pitches in this contest. Him and Cam Smith keeping it actually pretty even. Both of them performing to a very high level right now. 1-2's the count. Fern from the windup. Too high and outside for ball 2. Curveball sits in and swing and a miss for strike 3 on Smith. Wanted a piece of it, but just tailed a little bit too far outside for him to be able to put the end of the bat on.
As our second batter comes up, I believe it is Drake Smith. So our second Smith of the inning starts off 0-1 in the count.
Fern going pretty quick, swung on, back up the middle to second, and thrown out at first. Excuse me. For out number 2. Be a 4-3 out, ground out for Drake Smith as Ben Cullen steps in now, looking to extend this inning as much as possible and take strike 1 there. Swung on, back to the second baseman, flip to first and out in time. So 3 up, 3 down has been the formula on back-to-back innings offensively for Girard. Defensively, the Purple Dragons really putting it together from the mound and the infield.
Yeah, and Girard had a couple more runners on, but now the game kind of seems to be evening up here in the 4th, heading into the top of the 5th.
We will go ahead and see another break here on Girard Sports Live. We'll be right back after this.
Whether you're trying to make the most of the next harvest, navigating a changing business landscape, or planning for the next chapter in your life, the professionals at Prime Accounting Solutions are here to help. With 10 locations, Prime Accounting offers convenient, friendly accounting and tax services at a fair price. Payroll, bookkeeping, business planning, personal tax filing, and more. And now Prime is the place to go for insurance. Trojan fans can find us at 408B North Grand in Pittsburgh or call 620-232-7305. To find a location near you, go to primeaccounting.com.
Welcome to Homestead of Girard, assisted and independent living right here in our hometown. At Homestead, seniors enjoy compassionate care in a community designed for comfort. Licensed professionals provide support with daily activities, dressing, bathing, and medication management. Residents enjoy home-cooked meals and the comfort of their own private.
And we're back on Girard Sports Live. Owens up first in the righty box for the Purple Dragons. Takes strike 1 there. Following him will be Latimer and then Profit. Smith remains on the mound, swing and a miss for strike 2.
Drake, you can see all of these Pittsburgh hitters pretty far back in their stance. Oof.
Close there for Owens. 1-2 count. As this one swung on down the first base side. Cullen fields it and tags first in time. Nothing able to break through the defense just yet in this game. And like you had said previously, Caleb, a lot of base runners so far from both of these teams, as a matter of fact. Both teams able to manufacture 2 base runners as we see a bunt laid down. Oh, the confusion. Brocobb and Smith both thought each of them were going for it, and neither of them pick it up. And I would have to say that's probably would have been Smith's ball there.
That's what I was expecting.
Brocobb would have had to flip the hips to get it down the first base line.
So now 2 Dragons looking for the bunt in a row. Might be something coach was telling them that not a lot's happening with anything else they've tried. So
yeah, try to switch it up just a little bit.
Get a little confusion for this Trojan defense.
Oof. Nearly wears it with the bat out in front of him. This is Profit. Latimer on first. Profit sitting with a 1-1 count. As he rears back, swings on this. Flip to second in time to first. Out there as well. The Trojans roll it up, keeping Cam Smith's pitches to a minimum. And that will wrap up the 4th inning as well. We head into the top of the 5th. Little bit of momentum here for the Trojans as we take a break on Girard Sports Live, presented by Crocan.
Welcome to Homestead of Girard, assisted and independent living right here in our hometown. At Homestead, seniors enjoy compassionate care in a community designed for comfort. Licensed professionals provide support with daily activities, dressing, bathing, and medication management. Residents enjoy home-cooked meals and the comfort of their own private apartment. Call 620-724-6760 to schedule your tour today. Homestead of Girard, senior living with compassion, comfort, and community.
Thanks to your support, Kenora Eye Care has expanded. With double the space, they offer more exam rooms, larger optical selection, and extended hours to fit your schedule. And with the latest technology, they can quickly diagnose any eye-related issues. All patients are welcome at Kenora Eye Care, the clear choice for your family's vision.
Call's service is outstanding in their field, especially for those that are stuck, well, outstanding in their field. Call's carries a wide selection of farm, industrial, and heavy-duty tires, all from the best brands in the business. And they've got farm service.
And we're back here for the top of the 5th. Bowen steps in as the leadoff here in the 5th, or bottom of the 5th, excuse me. I think I said top. Two O's the count for Bowen, who managed to get on base on his last at-bat. Swings on this, driven into left center, and finds the grass. Bowen rounds first, and will go for third. It's gonna be a close one as he slides in. He's safe there.
Incredible base running from Corvin Bowen, using his speed to get all the way to third.
Phenomenal
He's
start
put
to
in the
this
Trojans in an incredible place just to get points on the board.
And now with Buckingham at the plate, saw what he was able to do with the bunt last time. I mean, it feels...
You would expect it almost.
Yeah, and I think the defense of the Purple Dragons expecting it as well. You've got both first and third crowding in just a little bit, waiting to see if they can get that throw out at home. Keep this game at zeros. Buckingham, so far in this at-bat, looks like he is not going to be laying down the bunt. Sitting with a 2-1. Really just swinging away probably is the best answer, actually, Caleb. As this one back up the middle, finds space, and Buckingham with a single. And RBI on top of it. Corvin Bowen comes home to break the ice. A great start to this 5th inning. Leaves Buckingham on base, no outs, and you've already got the lead now.
And we've talked about how momentum can be such a big part for this team.
This one swung on, flipped to second, double play as the Purple Dragons try to reel some of that momentum back in. And Caleb had Buckingham gone when he kind of baited that steal there. I think he would have made it there in time to prevent the double, but can't see into the future.
For the Trojans, even just getting one run here in the bottom of the 5th definitely puts pressure on this Pittsburgh team now, just to respond, which they have not been able to do so far through these first 5 innings.
That just really attributes to the aggressive base running that Bowen had in mind, hitting that one to the outfield, as well as Coach Fornelli, I'm assuming, was calling for him to come around.
And we've seen aggressive styles of play from Fornelli, and that's something you and me had talked about that he was known for while coaching at Pittsburg State, just stealing those bases, playing aggressive, catching other teams off guard. And so that has definitely translated to this Trojan team as of this year.
Yeah, I'd have to look up the name, but I remember last season there was a leadoff hitter for Pittsburg State that actually broke a record for stolen bases, as we see Briar Schultz strike out there, 2 in a row for him. Not what you expect out of your second batter in the lineup, but Corvin Bowen doing a lot of the heavy lifting so far through this contest. 0-1's the score as we head into the top of the 6th. The Purple Dragons, now that the scoring's out of the box, you never know what's going to happen. So got to keep on your toes for both of these teams. We'll be right back after this.
Call service is outstanding in their field, especially for those that are stuck, well, outstanding in their field. Calls carries a wide selection of farm, industrial, and heavy-duty tires, all from the best brands in the business. And they've got farm service trucks ready to go. Plus, Calls continues to be the place folks go for car and truck tires, repairs, oil changes, and so much more. If you're in the market for new tires in Southeast Kansas, make the right call to Call Service, 620-724-4121. See more at callservicellc.com.
Chicken Annie's of Girard is something to crow about. Their family-style restaurant continues a Southeast Kansas tradition with their specialty fried chicken, plus famous homemade onion rings, chicken and noodle.
Here in the top of the 6th, leadoff hitter O'Brien up first for the Purple Dragons. Kind of get a little bit of a reset here if you're Pittsburgh. Pretty favorable situation coming down the wire to try and claim a run. Cam Smith, though, has been the executioner right now for this Purple Dragons team, who just has not been able to produce very many base runners outside of the first inning.
And like you're saying, we saw a base runner come off of a steal, and now a base runner coming off of an error.
Yeah.
But that's about it from this Pittsburgh team here in these later innings.
Yeah, the bunt down the first base side was kind of a little bit of a shake-up for this defense, but you'd think they'd be kind of refined here, and Bruning just lets that one fall out of the glove. Bunt down the third base side will dribble foul, as the Purple Dragons at this point probably trying to do anything and everything they can to get that runner around.
And like you're saying, I don't think Pittsburgh has had a runner touch third base in the game, so just incredible defense. But if you're reaching these couple of later innings, you start to become desperate trying to get anything going.
And here it is, squared up down the third base side. Smith throws it to first, and he will be out there as O'Brien reaches second. So it takes the double play out of the situation as Cole Hayden steps in now. Very interesting because, you know, if I were the Purple Dragons, I would have almost contemplated sending O'Brien first to second and then trying to get the bunt laid down to roll him around at third.
And now for the Trojans, you're looking for some incredible pitching from Cam, to limit any chance of that runner getting around third and home.
A strikeout here, so much more valuable than just another K in the stat book. Could potentially save the game. Squaring up is Hayden. Throw down to third. He's not there. As the mind game breaks down the infield of this Trojan team. And base runner comes home in O'Brien, tying this ball game up at 1 apiece. Wow. Back up the middle. Grounder reaches center field, and Hayden will stand on first, bringing Beck Fern to the plate. And we will see our first mound visit from the Trojans. With that, we will go ahead and give a shout out to our timeout sponsor, Live Well Crawford County. This break in the action is brought to you by the Southeast Kansas Player Health Alliance and Live Well Crawford County, reminding you to know your limits when gambling and know when the game is playing you. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-426-2537 for free assistance. So with one gone, Beck Fern is going to step in now. And a lot of things you can do here if you're the Purple Dragons. Hayden kept in as the base runner, so interesting to see if they send him here. Deep fly ball headed for the fence. And Beck Fern takes it over center field, just right of the scoreboard. And all of a sudden, not only has this Purple Dragons team tied this game up, but they have taken the lead 3-1. Grounder to the first baseman. And it is not there in time. Smith unable to rally to first as Cullen had to make the play in the field. This infield just a little bit rattled.
You can tell from pretty much all of our guys, but as long as they can reel it back in and get things going back on the offensive side, shouldn't be an issue.
Kane C now steps in with a runner on first and still only one out here. Popped up foul for C. Owens to follow as C lays down a bunt. Right back to Smith as he flips it to first, and it's past Cullen. Running to third as he will round but check up is Bush. Or excuse me, Fern. No, that is Bush. Bush standing on third. Owens at the plate and C on first, runners in the corners. So now with the second mound visit, Cam Smith will see the end of his time in this contest. C will head to the dugout, and with one out coming in, Briar Schultz will see the mound. We will take a break as he warms up. We'll be right back after this.
Community National Bank and Trust has been serving the area for more than 30 years with a strong commitment to the highest quality leadership and banking services. Missing that human touch with your bank? Come talk to a real person at Community National Bank and Trust. We're your local bank that's small enough to know you, yet big enough to offer the best products. Community National Bank and Trust. Federally insured, locally awesome. Member FDIC.
Siebert back to pass. Lehman diving for the end zone, and they get the listing. Lehman passes off to Siebert on the far wing. Siebert the lob, and Lehman with the alley-oop dunk to close the deal. Lehman a hard hit ball to left field. Siebert is at the wall, and they close another one. Lehman reel it.
And we're back as Owens steps in with runners in the corners. 1-1's the count to start off for Owens with a 3-1 lead as C took second. So now 2 runners in scoring position. Schultz working on his first batter here as swing and a miss for strike 2. Caleb, I don't know if you're the right guy to ask, but what do you know about Briar Schultz as a pitcher?
I haven't seen Briar pitch yet this year, but from the couple of pitches we've seen so far, he seems to be managing. But I know Briar's one of those guys that can play pretty much anywhere on the field. He reminds me a lot of Ashbacher out there in the outfield, really just going wherever they need him. And so he's definitely capable of getting some of these guys out for the Dragons.
Well, collects one there on a grounder to first. Cullen was eyeing down Bush the entire way back to first as he was looking to throw him out at home if he elected to go. Brings up Latimer. Starts off with a 0-1. Outside for ball 1. Schultz not as quick on the mound as Smith and Fern, but like you said, Caleb, so far pretty effective at putting the ball in the zone. One on its way, fouled off into the net for strike 2.
Pitch count 1-2. Just one more strike to get the Trojans out of this inning. Now the top of this inning, hopefully respond there in the bottom.
1-2 on its way. Swing and a miss for strike 3. As I don't know exactly what the situation was there. The home plate ump was saying he tipped it, which would have meant that Brokop caught it.
Yeah,
I don't know. So regardless, the Purple Dragons head into the field for the bottom of the 6th. Trojans have 2 runs to make up on offense. Will they do it? We will see after this break on Girard Sports Live.
Welcome to Homestead of Girard, assisted and independent living right here in our hometown. At Homestead, seniors enjoy compassionate care in a community designed for comfort. Licensed professionals provide support with daily activities, dressing, bathing, and medication management. Residents enjoy home-cooked meals and the comfort of their own private apartment. Call 620-724-6760 to schedule your tour today. Homestead of Girard, senior living with compassion, comfort, and community.
Call Sir
Aiden Ashbacher at the plate as he swings on this. Grounder to the shortstop O'Brien and beats him by about a half a step. Out at first.
Our second batter will be Brokop. Looking to get a couple of those runs back.
Brokop swings at the first for strike 1. And really, if you're Girard, you'd like to probably get one here just to slow the momentum more than anything of the Purple Dragons.
Just getting one will take some of that pressure off of it coming down to that last inning.
Oh, 2's the count. We just saw Fern wind up and stop. tosses one in there for strike 3. Excuse me. I'm not quite sure what happened there.
A little bit of confusion, but our third batter will be Jackson Smith.
Smith sees strike 1 there. Oh, 1 on its way, swung on and fouled into the backstop for strike 2. Oh, 2, just low. Smith, the righty, swing and a miss for strike 3. Fern, a outstanding performance from the mound through these 6 innings. We will head into the top of the 7th as a 2-run lead from the Dragons looking to expand. The Trojans will need everything on their side going forward.
Since 1918, GN Bank has been the heart of our community. Big enough to meet all your banking needs, but small enough to offer that personal touch you deserve. From agricultural loans to home mortgages, GN Bank has the expertise, products, and service to help you thrive. With a pledge to treat others ethically, be adaptable, focus on customers, and invest in the communities they serve, GN Bank is committed to your success. The best place to bank and borrow, GN Bank, where community banking truly comes first. Equal housing lender, member F.
Every day, people are discovering that bigger isn't better, better is better. Big box stores continue to disappoint. You have spoken, and we have been listening. You want a great selection with dependable service at a competitive price. We understand, and that's what we bring to you every day. We know that we have to work hard to earn your business, and we will. Bigger isn't better, better is better.
And we're back as Landon Profit steps in. For the top of the 7th. Or no, excuse me. It's not. Oh, no, it is. It is Landon Profit. Read the number wrong. 1-1 count. Swung on and popped up. Tracking is Smith at third, and he reels it in foul territory. Great job out of the infield. Everybody on their toes, hustling to that one.
So, great pitching from Breyer. We had said we weren't very sure. He's done a great job of getting these batters out.
Yeah, cleaned up nicely in the top of the 6th. Got a quick one there, and now starting off 0-1 in this count against O'Brien. Tries the off speed and leaves it up just a little bit high. And delivers strike 2. Across the middle, 1-2 count for O'Brien. Swung on, popped up. Similar result here as Jackson Smith reels in another.
You would not mind just another one of those from Jackson Smith to close out the top of this inning. Give the boys a chance to steal this one in the bottom of the 7th.
And it keeps that powerful part of the lineup out of the equation for the Purple Dragons as well. You got Hayden up next, followed by Fern, who was the one to hit that 2-run shot over center field. So pretty important at bat here for Schultz. Keep the stress off of his shoulders. 1-1 on its way. Swung on, popped up in the infield. Tracking is Cullen, and he will bring it in. So the players in the corners making the plays for the top of the 7th. Clean up, 3 up, 3 down, and now it'll be Girard's turn to see what they've got in store for the bottom of 7. We'll be right back after this. Don't go anywhere.
Chicken Annie's of Girard is something to crow about. Their family-style restaurant continues a Southeast Kansas tradition with their specialty, fried chicken, plus famous homemade onion rings, chicken and noodles, and so much more. And of course, their delicious homemade pies. Dine in or carry out available. Chicken Annie's of Girard has the best value, flavor, and service in the area. Stop in soon or call for catering. 620-724-4090.
Drake Smith, the leadoff for the bottom of the 7th for the Girard Trojans. Sees ball 1 there. Following him will be Ben Cullen and Corvin Bowen to try and keep this game alive or won. One's the count for Smith at the plate. Base runner early in this inning is essential. Gives you a lot of room to breathe if you're the Trojans and allows you to mess around at the plate a little bit more as well, as we saw out of the Purple Dragons. 3-1's the count. Smith will see ball 4. Great at-bat from Drake Smith. A lot of plate integrity shown.
And with one on, just one hit is what it takes from Ben Cullen to tie up the game, but you would like to see these batters get it going.
Got to keep it out of the infield, though, no matter what. Double play, kick starts more momentum for this Purple Dragons team. Not only that, but puts you in a 2-out situation for the rest of this inning. Cullen shoots this one into right. Hits the fence. Oh, my goodness. A close call for Ben Cullen as he slides into second. That wind certainly helping him out there, tailing that ball towards the fence in right field.
And that was almost it to tie up this game. With 0 outs, 2 runners in scoring position. The player that has done so good today of Corvin Bowen now up hitting.
Not the guy you want to see at the plate if you are the Purple Dragons. His bat has been hot. And he will see ball 2 there. A little bit of pressure put on Fern. Like you said, 2 runners in scoring position. And you got Buckingham up next as well. Not easy batters. 3-0 count as we progress. 97 pitches for Beck Fern. And Bowen will see strike 1 there. And that sits in for strike 2. Fern trying to collect this at bat, working his way back into it. Here's the full count. Swung on to the shortstop as Bowen makes it to first. Drake Smith makes it home, a 1-run game as it sits. The tying run on second in Ben Cullen, who hustled back, didn't want to get caught up in a pickle between second and third, and now we will see at 100 pitches our first mound visit for Fern. And I don't think they're making the change here yet, Caleb.
I think he'll stay. He has 5 more, I believe.
Yeah.
But for the Trojans, you have runners on second and first. Just one rightly placed ball from Buckingham. And we've seen the speed of Corbin Bowen getting around the bases. And this game could be over.
That timeout was brought to you by Salon 214, now open at 107 North Ozark in Girard. Take a timeout to pamper yourself with Vanessa and her team at Salon 214. And take a timeout to check out Salon 214 on Facebook as well. 1-run game. Tying run on second, winning run on first as Buckingham squared up to bunt. Wanted to lay that down the third base side, but it trickles foul. Starting off with an 0-1 count. And now the infielders, or the corners, no, not both. Only first base, playing in third just a little bit, but staying pretty reserved as he wants to be ready for the play down his side of the line. 1-1 count. 1-0-2 for Fern. 1-0-3 on its way as Buckingham squares this one up. Down the third base side, foul. Now a 2-strike count for Briggs Buckingham, the lefty, the sole lefty of this lineup. One, two, comes across low. Two is in the dirt. Full count here for Buckingham. Fern up to 105.
I believe this will be his final pitch, no matter what.
Pending a foul. And that is outside. A walk for Buckingham will load the bases. For the top of the lineup of the Trojans, it'll be Robbie Bruning with no outs on the board. Even a double play will not get the job done for the Dragons, unless it's thrown home for the force out.
The Trojans just need to get a ball out, and you have Robbie Bruning as your hitter next up. If he can just get it in the outfield, there's a chance this game will be over, depending on our base runner speed. And you just have Colin at third and that speedster and Corbin Bowen at second, who can definitely round third and get home if you need him to.
So keep an eye on this pitcher. It is brought to you by Kennar Eye Care. As we take a look at the last pitcher, Kennar Eye Care is here to make sure you can see what you're looking at. Kennar Eye Care, with locations in Pittsburg and Girard, is here to help their valued customers. Learn more at KennarEyeCare.com. Kane C will be stepping in here for the relief, and in such a tough position. I mean, you really cannot be put in a much tougher position than this.
And as a pitcher, I mean, you have 0 outs on the board, bases loaded. One mistake and this game is over.
Not to mention top of the lineup. You're dealing with...
You have some of the best hitters on this Trojan team up next.
Robbie Bruning, the chance to bring it home. Ooh. Saw that one down the middle. Bruning takes a cut and fouls it off. The infield playing in, ready to toss it home for the double play. 0-1. C's pitch up top will be a little bit of a slower pace than what we were seeing out of Fern. 1-1 goes above the head of Bruning.
2-1 count.
That could have very well ruined it for the Purple Dragons. What a play by the man behind the plate. Too low for ball 3.
And now for this pitcher, you have to get it in the zone, or else you're giving this Trojan team easy points on the board to tie it.
3-1 is down and away. Will bring
Cullen a walk home.
Bring Cullen home, tying this game up at 3 apiece. And Briar Schultz, who started off in the first inning with a double himself, a ground roll double at that, has had 2 strikeouts since then. Swings on the first. Popped up and out of play for strike 1.
Schultz is one of the best hitters on this team.
Swings on this.
And that'll do
into
it.
right center. The walk-off base hit from Briar Schultz. That will conclude it. Schultz with the bat flip at the conclusion. And they will shake hands coming across. A 4-3 victory for the Trojans. What a game. What an inning. What a final 3 innings out of both of these teams.
And this one came down to the wire. Definitely the closest game this Trojan team has seen all year, facing a bit of adversity. But a great job of getting it done and keeping this win streak alive.
So keeping the win streak alive as we head into the post-game show, which is brought to you by Eastside Cafe. Experience the best breakfast in town 6 days a week at 120 South Ozark Street in Girard. Eastside Cafe, a proud supporter of Trojan athletics. And Caleb, do you have an idea of who you would like to say is the player of the game?
I'd say tonight, I think the guy that really got it going, the one to get the first point on the board, Corvin Bowen, just had an incredible offensive game and stuck with it on the defensive side too. So I'd say either Corvin or give it to Briar on that last hit, sending it home. But what an incredible game from Corvin Bowen tonight.
Yeah, I would have to give it to Corvin Bowen. He had a phenomenal game at the plate. I think he went perfect through the day. I don't actually think he ever got out. So a very, very good performance from Corvin Bowen. And for somebody that was batting pretty low in the lineup as well, to be able to put that together and kind of put yourself on base for those leadoff hitters later on in some of these innings was very favorable for this team and gave them a lot of opportunity. Finally was able to capitalize on that one in the bottom of the 5th. Unfortunately, gave up the 3 in the top of the 6th, but man, did they rally through the bottom of the 7th. A phenomenal performance. That was what we were used to seeing out of the Girard Trojans offensively.
Definitely, and they stopped it there with that being the last run needed, but from this Trojan team, you could tell they were ready to get out of here with a win, but they could have just as easily continued to keep that score up and just keep running up those runs.
Well, that will just about do it here for Girard Sports Live on this wonderful Monday evening. We will see you all tomorrow night on Girard Sports Live for the game hosting Labette. So stay tuned for that, as we will be broadcasting that here from the same spot at about the same time. So unfortunately, I don't know if Caleb will be able to make it, so questionable to appear, but hopefully hoping that his track meet goes well, so keep updated with that on Girard Sports. But with that, my name is Drake. Thank you to Caleb and the rest of the Varsity Sports Live production crew for tonight. And thank you for watching. We hope to see you all next time. Have a great night.
From the gridiron to the hardcourt, the pitch to the mat, don't miss any of the action. We're there with live, local sports coverage at VarsitySportsLive.com.